Hello, I'm Seeks97 and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a new hostile mob in Minecraft. And in this episode I'll be making a hostile cow. So that'll be a cow with the same render and model as a normal cow, but the only difference is that it's an entity mob, which means it's hostile. So I'll be showing you how to register it, add the render and model. The end stuff you need to put an entity, red cow in this case. And I'm going to be showing you custom biome spawning, so when it spawns in a specific biome, as well as a render cow and a render model cow, which is edited from the original render cow and model cow because of certain things that we need to change. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is create our modern school class file, and I've called it modern school red cow. So it's going to be a cow, which is going to be evil. That's why I call it red, because we associate red with evil. But yeah, so before we actually start with putting in some details, we need to first extend base mode, which we should have done already, and then underneath package netminecraft.source, we need to click enter and put import space java.util.map with a capital M. And that basically imports something that is used to create the model and the render for our cow. So the first thing we're going to do is actually register our hostile mob. So we're going to type in the public void load constructor mod loader dot register entity ID. So we can choose that and then take out inside the brackets. And then we need to put what we're going to register, so that's our entity red cow dot class, which we're going to create later. Cover what the in-game entity name is going to be, so I'll put red cow. And now we need to give it an ID, and we type modloader dot get unique entity ID. So what this does, it finds an ID that's not being used and puts it to this specific entity, and that's our entity registered. Now the next thing we're going to do is add our renderer, so like our render and model. So what we need to do is create a new constructor saying public void add renderer, and then map into the brackets with the first map having a capital M, and then inside the two curly brackets of that we need to write map.put, put two brackets, and now we need to say what's going to have the renderer added to it, and that's going to be our entity red cow dot class. Now we need to say what the render is going to be, so we need to put new render, and we're going to say red cow. So the reason why we're putting red cow is because we're going to be using the render cow, but inside render cow it refers to entity cow, and we want to refer to entity red cow. That's why we have to copy and paste the code and refer to this one instead of the entity cow. So I'll be saying that later though. And then we need to put two brackets afterwards, and inside there we need to put new model red cow. So the same thing applies, only for the model. And then we need to put two brackets after that, then a comma after those two brackets we just added, and put 0.5f. I'm not sure what that does, but it's needed. Then end a semicolon, and that's your renderer done.